Hi, it's Lee from Colouring Queen, and guess what I've got? Magical Jungle. So it's going to join all of its other little friends over here. Lost Ocean, Enchanted Forest, and of course Secret Garden. So this is Joanna's fourth book, and to be honest, when she said she was doing a jungle book, I thought, that might be one that I give a miss, because jungle themes don't really appeal that much to me. So I'm glad I disregarded my own thought process and actually bought it, because I really like it. In fact, I think for me, as a colourist on training wheels, this book is going to be far more easier for me to work with and far more enjoyable for me at this stage of my colouring than my favourite book, which is Enchanted Forest. So let's have a look at Magical Jungle. So there's two editions of this, the UK edition and the US edition. This is the UK edition, and my copy was printed in China. So I just tell you that so that you notice if there's different copies or different reviews that you see. They're not pirated copies, they're just printed in different countries, and they have certain differences to them about the cover, etc. So on the cover, you'll notice that they were the same size as the other editions of her works that I've got. The spine, of course, is beautiful. Magical Jungle, easy to find on the bookshelf. It's got a lovely cover on it with these lovely little gold foil highlights. And as I said, depending on which edition that you have, these gold foil highlights will be in different elements. So we've got some flowers, etc., and some of the title with the gold foil. Of course, you can colour that cover, and that's always one of the bonuses with Joanna's books. Opening it up, we've got the lovely fold-out cover, and we can colour on the inside as well, as we expect from Joanna's books. There's a lovely lime green cover on here, and you could, of course, colour the line art in that's there as well. Front title page, and the thing that I immediately notice and what really attracts me to this book is that the line art is bigger than other books. So what I mean by that is that there's a lot of big spaces and shapes. So for people like me that need to pop their glasses on to look at anything, this is a godsend because there's not so many intricate, tiny details. There's enough to make it interesting and fun to colour, but not so many that it causes me vision problems because I can't see where I'm colouring in. Now, like Joanna's books always, there's things to find, so we've got a little interactive treasure hunt, and we've also got some tips here. The paper quality on this, it's a slightly creamy colour, it's a slight off-white type colour, medium quality, and really easy to fold over. So what she's done in this book is a lot of single page based illustrations but printed on double-sided pages. So we've got one scene over here with monkeys in it and the other scene here with the elephant. And again, what I like being a colourist on training wheels is that there's a lot of big spaces there for me to colour in and not so many small spaces that intimidate me. So again, another single page illustration on each side. And some really gorgeous different types of things. Like, I imagined a jungle book completely differently from what she's produced. So I'm really glad that I put aside my own bias on the whole jungle theme and purchased it. So I've got beautiful birds and a beautiful type tree house over here. A double page scene, and although that does run into the spine, It does fold over very easily, and I don't think you're going to have any problems getting your pencils in there. And again, we've got all of these lovely illustrations. They've been presented just on the one page. So that helps avoid those issues with going into the spine. But also, if you wanted to use markers and you didn't worry about ruining the picture on the other side, then you could choose one. Now, saying that, even though the paper is good, it is not designed for alcohol markers. So you're going to get bleed through if you do choose to use alcohol markers on this part of the book. But don't despair, alcohol markers, people. Joanna has thought of you as well. Now, although there's a lot of drawings with the bigger spaces, there's also, a lot of drawings with a lot of detail in it for all of those colourists that love the detail. So we've got all the little itty bitties over here that you could sit there and colour those leaves in all day long. And the great thing about seeing the pictures come through from colourists of the Magical Jungle is that everyone is, really going for it with their imagination. So the leaves don't have to be green, they can be pink, blue and yellow, they can be whatever you want. And I've got a Pinterest board set up for this particular colouring book, and there's some gorgeous artwork on there by some very talented colourists. They've done all sorts of wonderful things with this book. So if you're looking for some inspiration, make sure you go and check out my Pinterest board for the Magical Jungle and get inspired. Now, this is a lovely double-page scene of all these leaves, and I've seen some brilliant colourings of this very simple concept done, and they're absolutely gorgeous. And again, the thing that I love is that these big spaces are ideal for colourists of all levels. So the really skilled colourists, are shading and blending and knocking it out of the park. And people like me on their training wheels are still having a fabulous time just colouring in. So I love the way she's got the little birds and elephants and stuff all throughout this diagram. She's turned a patterned or a wallpaper piece into something, really quite interesting to colour in there. And again, another double page scene. See how easy it's folding down, and also that they haven't put any of the imagery on the spine area. So that's some clever thinking with layout, and also some lovely great big larger spaces for those that have visual impairment, arthritis, motor impairment, or any health issues that can make colouring in small tight spaces quite difficult and uncomfortable. Now at the back of the book, Joanna has provided the map of where all those little elements are that you were looking for, the interactive part of the book. So that's your legend telling you where they are. Personally, I've never found anything in a colouring book. I'm always too busy focusing on what I'm doing, but it's great for those people that like to take part in the treasure hunt. Now, at the back of the book, there's a colour palette test page, which I haven't seen in any of her previous books, which I think is a lovely idea. But also, at the back, we have this lovely perforation, and we've got some lovely little images that we can tear out and colour in. And there's nothing on the reverse. So you can use all your pencils to your heart's content over here, And, you know, possibly some of your water-based products like Tombows, etc. Test them out over here first, make sure that they don't bleed. But then the ones that you really want to use markers on, or you want to frame them, have a look at the back of the book for the images that have been printed onto the perforated paper that you can tear out. And there's only a pattern on the reverse as like a watermark, so there's nothing there for you to worry about losing an image that you can colour. And you can choose one of these gorgeous images to frame and give to someone as a gift maybe. So we've got 4 gorgeous images there that you can tear out, colour in, frame up, and you know, either keep them for yourself or give them to someone special. And again, then we've got that gorgeous cover that you can continue to colour in. So there it is, Magical Jungle by Joanna Basford. Gorgeous presented book, just in the style of her other books. And we'll just grab them over, add it to the pack. All of the same size roughly, with roughly the same detail, depending on which country printed your book. They're always easy to find on the bookshelf. And all roughly the same size. I do think Magical Jungle is ideal for colourists of all levels, whereas some of the books are a little bit complex and tricky for some colourists. So, beautiful book. I look forward to seeing your completed Magical Jungle images. Until the next time, happy colouring.